Hi friends, this is Ron. I own and operate Mobile Fix Automotive. Here is my contact information if you guys choose to call me, or if you want to send me mail asking questions or anything like that, you're more than welcome to. I do own and operate this business and have for a little over 10 years now. I am a seasoned 30-year master mechanic and primarily work only on import and domestic automobiles, but do specialize now in the 2000 to 2009 K-bikes, specifically the water-cooled ones. So what we have here is an upgrade video, and this is a 2003 K1200GT Orient Blue Metallic. It's absolutely gorgeous. Just bought this for my wife for Mother's Day. Yeah, I'm not much for getting flowers for my wife. It's they usually end up dying, so I get her something that lasts a little bit longer. Hopefully this won't die in a couple of days. And those of you that have seen some of my other videos on the upgrades, there is the big brother to the GT, which is the LT, and that's my baby, who is sleeping in a corner today because I have spent all my attention loving on this beautiful little gal. And for those of you that are K-bike lovers, especially the early 2000s, this is an 03 once again, you'll notice something on this bike that I had a hard time finding anybody that had. If there's somebody else anywhere in the United States or in the world that has a factory 49-liter helmet box from BMW, color matched and mounted on a 2003, I would really like you to send me pictures. Because the first thing I wanted to do when I bought this bike, because it did not come with a box and it did not come with an option for a box. There were a couple of aftermarket companies that offered these little boxes for them, or boxes that were not BMW specific, and that just isn't good enough for me. So somebody told me, well, you can't do it. You can't mount it. It's not gonna work. Let me turn this around for a second. Guys, don't tell me something can't be done, okay? You guys looking at it? Right there? Oh yeah, she can be done. Anyway, I'm being sarcastic, but yeah, I had somebody tell me that I couldn't mount that box on this bike and make it look halfway decent. And there's a couple of things I would have liked to have seen done different, but without completely remaking the back of the motorcycle, wasn't going to happen. So that was the first major upgrade that we made to it right there. 49-liter box, backrest involved. The next upgrade that I did is actually the first electric upgrade I made. I contacted my buddy George with KRISS Industries out in Arizona. They make and manufacture, actually manufacture, I guess is the best word for it, headlight and tail light modulators for most motorcycles. Now, although they don't really offer them for the CAN bus series BMWs, I have this headlight pulsator module that's on this 03. The same one is on my 2006 LT that's next to me, and it absolutely has no problem with it. The computer doesn't even recognize it's there. These things right here save your life, especially in California. When you're coming down a road and somebody is pulling out to make a right-hand turn in front of you, I've seen more than one person nosedive the front of their car because that headlight pulsator's on. So the other thing I did today is I want my wife to be as safe as I am, or at least as visually safe. So I mounted a set of 8-inch LEDs on the side, just like I did on my LT in the other video. And then I mounted a set of 12.5-inch LEDs on each corner. So the 49-liter box has two 12.5-inch LEDs, and the side boxes have two 8-inch LEDs. And they're multi-purpose LEDs. Now, you'll notice that these bags, you won't notice, but those of you that have these bags and have one of these bikes know that these bags are removable. Unlike on my LT, they're not removable. These bags are part of the bike. The only way these bags come off is if I tear them apart during disassembly of the motorcycle. So my LED strips that are mounted on my bike are just as pretty as hers, but I didn't have to do quick disconnects on them because I'm not going to be pulling that apart. So back over here, what I did was I went on eBay and I purchased a set of weatherproof, see if I can zoom in on that better. They're 4-wire, I wish they were 5, but they didn't have them. They're 4-wire quick disconnects that you just unscrew and you can pull them apart. So this bag has 2 of them coming out of the bottom of it, 1 for each strip, and then the side bags have 1 each, and it is coming out of the bag here and goes up. Everything's all watertight and good looking. Now, to show off how clean my wiring is, basically I drilled a hole the exact size as the wire so that water would have a hard time getting through here. And on the back side I put silicone, but I pulled this inner liner out of the bag. Now that is a feature in itself, guys, because all these bolts or screws, you have to take the lid off, and then all the screws that are down here that you can see, you won't be able to get this liner out. To get the liner out, you have to go underneath this handle. I don't know if, yeah, my camera doesn't want to zoom in on it, but there's 2 nuts that are 8mm and 2 screws. Yeah, it's not going to focus on it, that are underneath the handle, but you get the drift now because you can look under your handle if you have one. You have to remove those to be able to pull that liner out. But once I pulled the liner out, I wired the wires underneath this liner and then basically dropped them out a pre-existing hole, a drain hole that's in the bottom of the bike already. So I actually didn't even drill a hole for the exits. It came out really nice. So I'm gonna turn on the bike here real quick, and I'm gonna show you what the turn signals look like. So when a car is next to me looking over, what do they see when I got my turn signal on? Or my wife has her turn signal on, I should say. They're gonna see the turn signal, okay? They may not see that little round one, but they're gonna see that one right there, right? And then the one that's on the top bag is actually a modulating turn signal, which is really neat. See that? That's pretty cool. So, get this thing to focus in, there we go. So that's what we got. And then I am going to see if I can step on my brake pedal. Okay, so hopefully that came out because I could not stand behind the camera and look. I'm going to shut the engine off now so 1, don't asphyxiate myself, and 2, it's quieter and I can talk. So whoever owned this bike before me, and I know who it is, not extremely happy with the gentleman because I didn't realize that this motorcycle has been repainted. Didn't make me happy when I bought it, but whoever painted it did a really, really nice job. These pieces right here on the side don't come painted, apparently, from BMW. They come in black, I guess. They're an add-on panel. And but that's neither here nor there. So inside the saddlebags, unfortunately, there's no inner liner that you can deal with. So the wiring basically comes out, runs down underneath. I'll show you that here real quick. So the wire comes through the bag right here and then basically runs down, and I put it underneath the bracket for the pull strap, the tie down strap on both sides, so that when you close it, it just kind of loops up, and lock the thing down, pull the key out, and you're golden. So like I said, this bike is my wife's. I have ridden it twice for safety to make sure that everything's good on it. Check the rear bearings and all the safety features. My big bitch with this bike is that BMW stuffed the muffler right through the saddlebag. Not really through it, but if you look really carefully, they actually cut the inside of the saddlebag for the muffler to fit. So the left saddlebag is only half a saddlebag. It looks big when you look at it from the side. Like this one here is a full-size side bag, so you could probably put a helmet in this one. And that was the reason why I wanted the 49-liter bag on top of it, was because they just didn't give you a lot of storage. So that's probably my biggest pet peeve with this bike, is just where they ran the exhaust. The bike handles like a dream. It rides actually better than my LT, but mainly because it's probably 400 pounds lighter. It's a couple of horsepower less, but it's a fun bike to ride. This thing's a blast. It's like having a crotch rocket in a touring bike. I could get myself into some serious trouble on this if I really wanted to. So between the headlight modulator and all the taillight upgrades and the saddlebag upgrade, this video was basically brought to you just to kind of show you what's going on. And I'm sorry for rambling. It's kind of the way I am. I'm a talker. Had a lot of coffee today. And I didn't comb my flat top either, so oh well. But my name is Ron Williams. I'm the owner and operator of Mobile Fix Automotive, and I not only ride these K-bikes, I service them as well. So if you're in my local area and you want somebody that knows these bikes inside and out, but you don't necessarily either want to go to the BMW dealership or you don't have one close by, I am extremely experienced on everything from clutch replacement, clutch master cylinder. I can rebuild the final drives on these, the parallel rear suspension. I can do the spring change outs. I'm very, very good at getting the plastic on and off of these bikes without cracking or breaking anything, and remembering where all the bolts go. And because I am a rider and a servicer on my own bikes, I've become very familiar with these, and so I started kind of doing some underground bike work, which ended up making me go out and purchase a 1,300-pound motorcycle lift, which is behind me in a disaster zone right now, because I have been working on these bikes and I've been using it as a workbench. So if you need me or my services, you're more than welcome to give me a call. Once again, in case I didn't say it, this is a 2003 Orient Blue Metallic BMW K1200GT, and it is going to be on the road here shortly. And tune in for my next video. Hopefully this was helpful, and if you guys want any of this work done, I'm more than capable of doing it. Give me a call or hit me up, and I will try to get you a quote on what we're looking at and how long it'll take to do it. And I have a secure shop in Murrieta, California. Appreciate your time. Have a nice day. God bless.